I mean, obviously they're happy with how I've progressed. I think if you would have told me this was where I'd be 2 years ago when I signed the two-way contract at Summer League, I think we'd all take it, coaches included. So they've been really positive with me. Just they like the way I affect the game. They like the way that I've progressed as far as being able to make shots, even in a small sample size. Specifically this late little season run where I've gotten a lot of minutes. Just overall, just pleased with how I've played, how I've kind of stepped up and been more of a vocal person when I'm on the court, more of a leader, because that's kind of who I am naturally. And I shied away from that a little in the first year, a little bit earlier this year. So stepping into that role, I think it's just been a good end of the season for me.
Is there a game or a moment or anything you point to as maybe a mental turning point? You said you shied away a little bit from some of those roles in your first season. What changed for you?
You know, the easiest answer is just saying that I started playing, because when you're on the court, your actions tend to carry a lot more recognition than just staying on the sideline and saying words. So being able to play, get minutes, and I think guys, when they saw the way that I competed and saw the kind of teammate I was, knew that I had their best interest and I had the team's best interest. And when you see a guy that works like that, it's a little easier to trust them and follow what they say and believe them. But I don't know if there's one specific moment that stands out in that. I think it was just growing confidence whenever I started playing, and obviously you play well, you start to feel better and like we said, gain more confidence. So it might just be shots going in, getting stops, falling on the floor a lot, waking me up. I don't know what it is, but just playing carries more weight than sitting on the bench.
Hey, Alex, being around this organization the last couple of years, what gives you confidence that the personnel on this team, front office all the way down, but specifically the players, guys that you share time with, the young players and some of these veterans, can make a run next year at the postseason, obviously, potentially you in that picture as well?
Mm-hmm. I think the biggest thing for that is just to begin the year, I think we were top 5 as a team defensively in the NBA at one point, and it wasn't just over like a 5-game span, 10-game span. It was like sometime in December or January, before the injuries started happening and we didn't have a full squad out there. So I think that if you look at the team as a whole, whenever you had the full team, we were a really good team. Played defense, got stops, played unselfishly. So all the things that make a team really good, we were able to do. I think it was just a circumstance where you didn't have everybody, and the timing of the injuries were really not in our favor. As soon as we started rolling again, or you saw have a little success, somebody got hurt or somebody missed some time with suspension. So I think it was just a bad year for the injury bug, and I think all the things that teams need to win games, this team could have.
Over the last month or so, Alex, could you sense the way you were growing into a fan favorite? And if so, what's that experience like?
It's been fun just to start, just because I love playing basketball. Playing basketball and competing and hearing the crowd cheer and just being excited like that brings, like, that's passionate for me. Like I really love that part of the game. So the way I play is kind of infectious. Fans tend to just gravitate towards it. They've done it my whole career, just the way that I kind of sacrifice my body, play really hard, show emotion. So I think Lakers fans are very intuitive when it comes to the game of basketball. They know what good basketball is. They've seen it for decades. So I think they just appreciated that. And I just tried to, I just went out there and was myself. I didn't do anything special. I didn't cater to a particular tweet or any fan yelling at me before the game, telling me go for like 60 or something like that. I just went out there and played as hard as I could, and that's just the reoccurring theme with my basketball career. I do that, and people seem to gravitate towards it.
Alex, I think you had the season high for in scoring for any two-way player this season. I guess that qualifies you to speak on behalf of two-way players. What do you think of that experience, and what works about the two-way player system, and what could be improved?
Didn't know that stat. Probably wouldn't have guessed that was going to be the leading scorer of all two-way players at the beginning of the year, or per game, the highest scoring game, whatever it is. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I mean, a lot of good players, so that's an accomplishment. But I think the two-way system for me has been the helping hand in forming me into the player I am. I told Rob and I told Luke, I'm really appreciative for them giving me the opportunity, just because if I don't have a two-way contract, I don't get into the NBA maybe. If I have to go G League that second year only, might not get a 10-day, might not get thrown into the fire, and might not be here now. It's all butterfly effect getting to this point. So for me, just being able to get into an NBA game, experience it, every game that I've played, I've grown and I've gotten more and more comfortable, gotten more and more knowledgeable about how the game's played, and just adjusted to the speed, the physicality, the size of NBA players, because at the end of the day, it's not the same as the G League. G League's got some great players, don't get me wrong. I've competed against those guys for 3 years now, but there's no Rudy Gobert's, there's no Patrick Beverly kind of guys, there's no Damian Lillard, Kemba Walkers. Like, there's just not that. And there's a reason that those guys are in the NBA is because they're elite at what they do. So for me, just being able to compete against them for even such a small amount of games and sample size, it's been really good for me. So I'm looking forward to hopefully getting more of that next year, and doing it for a full season, and trying to see how much I can grow in that way.
When you sat down with Luke and Rob today, was it just strange that Magic was not in the room, or was there some sort of sense of his absence?
No sense of absence. I mean, obviously he's not there, so there's that sense, but nothing, no elephant in the room, no weird writing on the wall kind of thing. It's just an exit interview like everyone would be. There's no president of basketball ops, so there was just two guys.